ECSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire and download the app.
DJ.
Hey, check this out. We got a great show coming your way.
From the ECSI Sports Studios, it's the Midday Market Report with Jeff Dawson.
Good afternoon, sports fans from all around the globe. I am the host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and welcome to the final week of the NCAA baseball regular season / conference championship week. Monday, Selection Monday, as the brackets are out, and we'll be talking regionals, super regionals, and hopefully, God willing, the boys getting ready for their trip to Omaha. That's right, Omaha, the Final Eight. And this year, we will crown a 2026 NCAA champion. Good chance there will not be a defending champ, a.k.a. the LSU Tigers. So first and foremost, a shout out to our proud sponsors and partnerships. It's WagerWire. Head on over to Google Play, download the app. It is free. And of course, Terry Smith at AtlantaSteaksAndSeafood.com. Free 12 Angus burgers with any purchase of $3.49 or more. Use the promo code MEMORIAL. The best in the business. The product couldn't be better. The customer service even better than that. So without further ado, let's bring the boys in. Mr. Matt Grissom and Quentin Mills. What's up, boys?
Good morning, afternoon, Jeff. How are we?
Doing great. How about you, Q?
Always a pleasure when we get to talk college baseball. You kind of separate from the world for a half an hour, talk about everything we love. It's a fantastic time.
And we can actually see you, hear you.
Yeah.
Unlike last week where the hotel Wi-Fi was not our friend, nor were the microphones and all that. Just, it was a bad deal.
Great town, terrible Wi-Fi. Elon, we need you to touch base in Lexington, figure it out.
You know, it's funny because when I travel to Providence for the UConn Providence games, when I go to stores for the home games there on campus, or when I would travel to Hartford, Connecticut for the games at the XL Center, or when I work at BC for the home football games, it's amazing how bad the Wi-Fi is for these kids on the campuses.
Yeah, I think they blocked us from the good Wi-Fi. Now, I will say the press box had great Wi-Fi. That's probably low-key the best perk, is being able to actually use your phone at a ballpark.
Yeah, it is nice. Be able to plug it in, not worry about it dying by the sixth inning. So, fantastic hospitality by the Kentucky Wildcats in Kentucky Prop Park.
Yeah, we had a blast. We're treated with a really good game Thursday night. Hunter Dietz didn't get it done, which was kind of shocking for me, but Arkansas still won the series 2-1, which is what I thought. So all in all, great trip. I did have to spend all day alone because Q left at the crack of dawn. And there's worse places to have to spend all day than with a hotel lobby bar that serves really good old fashions. I tried to curb my hankering all day, and I finally had one at about 4 o'clock, and it was great.
Before we get into the depth of this show, February, March, and here we are, May 22nd. The season's over, the regular season, conference championship week. My headline was, who's the hostess with the mostest to gain this week? And before we get into that, Matt, I guess a bad injury on your front in Arkansas.
Yeah, Kahio Aloy was really heating up. I think I talked about him last week or the week before. He was going to be a piece in this offense if they were going to make a deep postseason run. He broke his hamate bone, this right here. Not good. It's got to be super painful too, but they're saying probably 3 weeks, which would actually line up for an Omaha appearance if they make it there. But I don't know. I think the most interesting thing is now we are so left heavy. All of our power hitters are pretty much lefties. So without Keogh, a righty in there, I'll be interested to see who, if it's Rutenbar, the freshman, which I think he's a lefty, Christian. My mind just went blank. Christian.
Well, Rutenbar's dealing with an injury as well.
Yeah, he got hit in the face, caught a line drive to the face. That was not good. But, yeah, very lefty heavy. So, with Texas throwing a righty today, it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of piecemeal that together. Now losing the DH.
Q, give us your Gator report.
Gators
Playing
are
good,
hot.
playing good ball, playing really good ball. Liam Peterson has kind of settled into that Saturday role very well. Aiden King obviously speaks for himself. Was just announced as SEC Pitcher of the Year, rightfully so. The offense is starting to click. We need to get Brendan Lawson's dad a nice gift from CBI. He kind of saved the season by throwing BP to his son. But no, the boys are playing really well. It's good to see. Sully's smiling. That's a rarity. Things are going well in the locker room and on the field when that guy cracks a smile. So let's see how long they can ride it. Hopefully to a trip to Omaha and even further.
We always do here every week. Let me just pull it up here before we get the brackets, of course. Trying to see if here we go. No, of course, why would they do that? World Series right now, guys, on DraftKings remains the same up top. UCLA, Georgia Tech, both at plus 600. Carolina 900. Mississippi State back to 950. A&M and Auburn at 1100. Georgia, at 1,000. I'm going to go back to Matt here. Here you are, Matt. West Virginia plus 2,800.
To win the College World Series?
Yeah, they're at now 2,800.
West Virginia is? Yeah, they are. Wow. That's surprising. Best team in the Big 12? Maybe. I feel like
can I scream value here?
The SEC conference, though. Florida plus 340 right now.
That's to make it. No. Conference.
To win the conference, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they do it. I think that's
You think they get it?
Yep.
They get off tomorrow. They're probably going to have Barbary and Whitner throwing out of the pen. Sandifer's going. That's been confirmed against Georgia. They held Georgia to no home runs. Big ballpark again. Playing well. Still 35-1 to win Omaha. It's crazy.
Florida has the best odds across the board.
That's where I was going next because, Omaha, Florida, cooking with Crisco at this point. Florida State's at 35-1 and Florida's at 35-1. Send me 100. I'm putting that on Florida in a heartbeat. I like where you guys are heading. I like the tempo. I like everything going on here. Am I putting the cart before the horse, or it's time? I think it's Gator time right now.
Yeah, I mean, statistically speaking, it's going to be an SEC school that holds up that trophy at the end of the season. And that it's not biased. That's backed on years and years of proof. So when you look over at our postseason and you check out the championship formula, you have Texas, Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida, Arkansas, and then you have Georgia Tech and Florida State. Now, Florida State, their numbers may be propped up a little bit, not to discredit what they've done without Miles Bailey, but I think it is important to note you lose a really solid batter, your best guy that's hitting OPS, home runs, everything. And then Georgia Tech, who just barely creeps in with a 350 Team Sierra at number 22 in the country. We know the offense is good. Tate McKee is great. But after that, what happens? So, again, it's SEC. And when you look around it, you got Florida number 9 in all Division I Sierra for a team. Texas is 268. They're number 1. Number 4 is Auburn, but we've seen that offense kind of fall asleep at times. So I think for the odds on the board, Mississippi State plus 950, no thanks. Texas plus 950, no thanks. It would be Georgia 10-1, but they don't match the formula, or Florida. And I don't want to use Gators, but the Gators should not be 35-1.
Can either one of you? What's the price to get to Omaha for them?
I don't think they.
I don't have that. Yeah, don't have.
But going back to Florida plus 340 to win the SEC, their odds tomorrow to beat Georgia, they're not going to be plus 340. They're going to be like plus 140 maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
So all they have to do is beat Georgia, and you're holding that plus 340 ticket. They're either going to play Arkansas, Texas, or Auburn, Texas A&M, and I don't think any of those teams care to win. Arkansas wants to win tomorrow or today with Dietz throwing. I don't think they care to win outside of that. If it's Texas, I don't think they care. Auburn, no, they've already sewed up a top 8 seed. Texas A&M probably has 2.
Now, I would disagree with A&M. I think they have to win.
No. I think if they beat Auburn, I think they're done. They don't care.
Yes.
Same
one of those two.
Auburn. If Auburn beats A&M, so really all we're looking at is you're getting plus 340 for Florida to beat Georgia.
I agree.
Because if they
Florida is playing for a top 8, in my opinion, tomorrow.
If Florida makes it to the championship game, I think they're going to face a team that doesn't really care to be there.
I think Florida give up, though. And I say that because Sully's not throwing his top dudes. If they can win tomorrow, you just said, they'll kind of lock a top 8.
The caveat to that is when you look at the teams that are left that Florida would face, they're the best offense. Agree with that. Yes. They're the best offense, not the best bullpen. But again, if everybody is punting on it and they don't care,
I agree.
Swing away. And I'll back the best offense of the 5, assuming they beat Georgia.
Yes, I agree with that. Florida, this game means a lot versus Georgia. Georgia's locked up a top 8. They could lose, and it doesn't affect them at all. What are they going to switch from the 3 to the 4? Worst case. Florida's playing right now as an 8-9 teeter. Obviously, in my opinion, if Florida wins, the loser of Auburn A&M drops out to the 9 seed. Florida surpasses Southern Miss in the conversation. So it's a big game. So I do like where Matt's head's at.
The headliner, who's the hostess with the mostest to gain this weekend? Q, I'll start with you. Who's got the most to gain and who's got the most to lose this weekend?
Well, Power 4, I think it's a 3-headed race. I think it's Auburn, Texas A&M, Florida for that final 7-8 spot. From a mid-major standpoint, I would say East Carolina. They're right now teetering in that top or last 4 in. If they can win, obviously the American, they get the automatic qualifier and they kind of take things, in their own control. And so I think they have the most to gain because you don't want to lose and then have some stolen bids, and then you get bumped out. And the reason I bring them up is they were a team, early on, including myself, I thought they would be better than what they were. They had a rough season, but they have a lot to gain. That's still playing per se.
Matt?
As far as who is teetering on the regional spot, who needs a good weekend, I think Arkansas, for me, Southern Miss is going to take from Coastal. Coastal's not looked good down the stretch. We did a new hot streak, cold streak here, and Coastal is kind of reeling here lately. So I would be
Is it fair to say they look tired?
Yeah. Heat check though. Southern Miss 10-0 in their last 10. Run differential of 4.6 runs, 13th in the RPI. To me, if you're talking a mid-major that's dangerous, it's going to be Southern Miss.
A lot of games on the docket today. Games going on right now. North Carolina up 6-4 against Virginia Tech. USC 4-0 over Michigan State. Any other UTEP Memphis now scoreless. The big dogs coming. Texas overnight minus 175 at the Circa right now. A pick of minus 115. Both sides with an 11.5. Matt, thoughts there?
Yeah, Texas is opting to throw Cody Howard, who I think has like 9 innings on the season. Arkansas, like I said, starting 100 deets. I don't know how much Texas cares to try to win this game. They may piggyback with, Dylan Volantis or Luke Harrison, somebody behind Howard. But, yeah, looking at Cody Howard's numbers, he's got a 7.45 ERA. He's appeared in 5 games, got 9 2/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts to 2 walks. I don't see him lasting long. Hopefully Arkansas can continue this hot streak and get off to a really good start to where Texas is just like, you know what, let's get some guys that haven't pitched a whole lot, some experience, and it can turn into Arkansas BP.
Q, the other game I'm seeing in the SEC, Auburn A&M currently at the Circa. Auburn minus 150, A&M plus 120 with a 12.5 under. You're going to call me crazy here, but why are my eyes flocked to A&M plus 120?
I'm the opposite. I just think Auburn's pitching can kind of hold that A&M offense. And again, they're kind of playing, in my opinion, this is the final game that matters for that 7-8 spot. A&M's pitching, to me, is a decent drop off to what Auburn brings. And if you can contain the A&M offense, you have a shot. Now, Matt did mention the concerns we both have about Auburn's offense showing up, then not showing up, which side comes. But, Matt's kind of got me outside of power on your offense. Pitching does matter the most, and Auburn has a lot more of that. I've got to lean Auburn there because I think they can get it done in a lower scoring game.
And with assuming Andres Alvarez taking on Ethan Darden, you got a 252 Sierra for Alvarez and a 453 Sierra for Darden.
Darden's been banged up. They want him just to be healthy.
Yeah, so you're talking about 2 runs right there just in the pitching staff. So I think the site projects Auburn to win 6.3 to 5. So a 1.3 run margin here. That's implied probability of Auburn minus 192. You can get them a minus 160. So I'd probably lean Auburn here as well.
I did bet Arkansas at even money, for the record. I like where that is. I think Texas just wants to get through the motions, get to next week healthy. They're throwing guys, Cody Howard throwing guys. Listen, when you go to regionals, you need that guy that has 9 innings that can somehow be the storyline and throw you 6 strong innings. And you're looking for those guys right now. Who's going to be that guy that's your 5th, your 6th starter that you just take the storyline, world by storm. And I think that's what Texas is doing.
I'll throw it out to both of you. It's conference championship week. Matt, you brought up Florida plus 340 to win the SEC. Obviously, everyone is in agreement. Florida plus 3,500 is a play that needs to be added to the portfolio to, I was going to say cut the nets down, but we don't do that in Omaha. But weekends here, I'll start with you, Mr. Grissom. Any plays in pocket for today or anything else that you're looking at for this weekend?
Yeah, I took Oklahoma State minus 145 to beat Kansas. I've also got a ticket on them to win the Big 12 tournament, which I gave out. I think it's plus 280 or something now. It was plus 600 before the tournament started. Talk about a team that's really caught fire here in their last 16 games. Oklahoma State's 13-3 with an average run differential of 3.9 runs. Both better offensively and better in their pitching staff. They're going to start Ethan Lund, I'm assuming, today, who's their ace. So I think the odds makers are right. They still are shorting this price a little bit, though. Kansas has been good. I mean, they won the Big 12 outright. But on the flip side, they're getting a red-hot Oklahoma State team. So I fully expect Oklahoma State to bring it again today.
Q?
I'm waiting for UCLA. I had them in an ECU UCLA parlay at minus 144. I lost Mercer. I thought they could bounce back after getting throttled by Citadel. Didn't happen. Citadel's on an absolute tear right now in the SoCon. So I have one play left. Well, two. I actually took Arkansas even money.
Scroll has been going the whole time. Everyone knows where to find you guys at the NCAA Insiders at what is it? You change it all the time, and I always screw it up. At Grissom,
Grissom.
M Grissom, and of course at Q Millies. That's 3 L's, 2 Y's. Before we let you go, selection. Again, I was going to say Sunday, Monday brackets come out. Q, final thoughts on the brackets, hoping, praying. What do you think it happens on Monday?
I don't think a ton of change. I really do think unless something crazy happens in some of the mid majors, you know who's going to make it, you know who's in. The two teams I'll be looking for obviously is ECU. Kentucky kind of took the headlines there early on in the week when they were one and done. Have they done enough? We watched them do their 13th SEC win. So that'll just be something I watch out for. And then some of the stolen bids, like I said, from those mid-majors. But I would say probably 50 of the 64 teams, or 50 to 55 are locked in pretty solid.
Matt?
Yeah, with Mercer going down, that just stole a bid from somebody. So it'll be interesting to see. But like you said, I think we've pretty much got 95% of the seeds already locked up. So shouldn't be whole lot of surprises. It's just going to be like, where does Oregon land? Where does Kansas land if they lose to Oklahoma State? Oregon, they got a big series win over USC this past weekend, which I think helped them a lot of just securing that top 16. But UCLA has locked up the 1. I think Georgia Tech has probably locked up the 2. Georgia probably locked up the 3. Unless North Carolina, if Georgia loses today, North Carolina continues to win. They could make a case for the 3, but like you said earlier, the 3-4, it really doesn't matter. So I still think if you're looking at trying to get into the odds market right now for futures, just look at those SEC schools that are on the championship formula and start shooting your shot there.
Q, tell everybody where they can find all the good work.
At Q Millie, 3 L's, 2 Y's. And then I'll let Matt kind of take the thunder of the website.
collegebaseballinsiders.com. It's got everything you need, absolutely free to use. You can sign up for the Field of 64 Pick'em contest. We're going to do $10 entry fee, and the winner gets at least $500, depending on how many registrations we get. We may go up from there, but
minimum.
Yeah, $500 to the winner, $250 for second, and $100 for third. Should be a fun time. That's brought to you by Revitalite, the good friends over there keeping us hydrated all summer long.
That's breaking news, Jeff. It is officially announced on your show.
Hey, we're glad to break news here again. M. Grissom, at Q Millie, 3 L's, 2 I's, and of course at the NCAA Insiders. Guys, do yourself a solid. Go follow the boys. It's not too late to jump in before the regionals, super regionals, and of course Omaha. Check out the website, the best in the business. Anything you need for college baseball is right there at your fingertips. The boys will be back next Thursday, 1 o'clock. Set the calendar, turn on the notifications as we get ready for the regionals and then, of course, the super regionals. And then we are hoping, God willing, the boys will be in Omaha, so we'll get some live coverage there as we did last year, as always. So for myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Investor, one and only Matt Grissom at M. Grissom at NCAA Insiders, and of course, Quentin Mills. That's at Q Millie, 3 L's, 2 Y's. Guys, the long weekend is here. Enjoy it and stay tuned.